Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
Taking care of business.
You want fast-talking, hard-hitting discussions on business and finance? Maybe with a barroom slant and some really salty peanuts? We're not counting calories. We're counting cash. Before we get to the man with the financial plan, meet the money team. Costa, Mary, and Greg. Now Captain Finance himself, Sully.
Watching, wherever you're listening, welcome to the Big Biz Show. Hope everyone is having a great day. We certainly appreciate you being along for the ride. Sitting here at the bar, Costa, Mary Godwin is our executive producer, and of course, Sully. Can you just hold on one second before you start the show?
Yeah, what? You hungry?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. I've got some goodies.
What is that?
This is why I
Are
don't
those
have
red
a
vines?
Costco
These are red
membership.
vines, and very soon on
Ladies
our
first.
wonderful program, the American Licorice Factory
It's coming on the air with us.
is coming on the air with us.
You
Yeah.
guys, this is why I don't have a Costco membership, is because I would walk out with 4 of these
Totally.
every time.
GTT, greatest
Oh,
in the
they're so
business.
good.
James?
Oh my God.
Who hasn't bit the ends off of both?
Here you go.
And put it in a
And
Coke.
drunk Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Yeah, of
My favorite.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
do you use this to suck up Kentucky Fried Chicken gravy?
Wait, they're so soft. Hey, wait. They're,
Thank you. Oh, perfect.
These are the best.
fresh
Product
They're
placement.
fresh. I love.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
Nothing against our old sponsor that we
You put
got,
those right there?
Twizzlers. But this is no, I'm just kidding. What is it? Can somebody tell me the difference between Twizzlers and red vines?
Yes, I
Red
can.
licorice?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, do tell.
Twizzlers is strawberry flavored plastic. Red Vines is licorice. Okay?
Oh, it's so good.
Now, where do we stand on? Can I tell you where I stand on black licorice?
I love black licorice.
Firmly on its throat.
Oh, you don't like black licorice?
I cannot. No.
I can't stand it.
So there's only 2 things I can't eat: truffle.
Oh, I'm with
black
you on
licorice.
truffle. I love black licorice.
You do?
Black licorice.
You like it too?
Like, remember, like I always wanted to eat Good and Plenty as a kid.
Oh,
Or Good and Plenty.
right. That's right.
It looked so good. It had black licorice inside.
You get
Yeah,
the candy.
I
I
right?
don't. I mean, it's
Can't
so,
eat fennel either. The
I can deal with fennel.
tastes too much like black
You
licorice.
don't like black licorice either?
No.
Oh, see,
What's wrong with black licorice?
I don't know. It's just that and truffle. Oh, let me tell you the other thing happened. I got sick many years ago.
Oh, that's all it takes.
Yep.
That's all
No, it wasn't on something. I got sick very many years ago, and I was. You know how you hear people, they get sick or they get hit in the head, they come and they can speak French.
Yeah.
You've heard of these things?
I have
these
heard of that.
medical anomalies,
Oui.
right? I am able to eat sriracha as if it's honey. I am impervious to heat.
Seriously?
Okay, I can feel it and I can taste it, but I can eat the hottest hot sauce. So you know, you go to the farmer's market and they have the hot sauce guy with
Yeah,
right? He
yeah.
give you a toothpick full.
Yeah.
Give me a
Yeah.
spoon. He goes, sir, I can't give me a spoon. I want to taste it.
This is 6 million Scoville units.
Yeah.
It's the hottest
Right.
pepper on earth.
Nice pull on the Scoville.
I know.
Thank you.
I said,
watch Hot Ones,
I
don't
carry
you?
a thing of heavy cream in my back pocket. I can handle. Apparently, milk or something is supposed to.
You're supposed to drink milk or ice cream.
But let me tell you. Let me tell you what's happened is that when I taste habanero salsa, hot sauce, super hot, I can taste the habanero.
Oh.
And I just don't care for the. You guys have never tasted it because you've never gotten that far into it.
No, I
I
just
can't stand the taste of the habanero part of it.
I'll be
So
darned.
there's a few of them, but black licorice is one of them. But I will tell you, we're not going to say that when the American Licorice Factory.
Hell no, we're not.
Is there a counterpart to red vines? Is there
Twizzlers.
no, I'm talking about. Do they make black licorice also?
Oh yeah, they make grape. They make I think they make green apple. There's a bunch of different flavors.
We need all the flavors here.
Well, here
I'm
there you
going
go,
in
Mary.
here. I don't want your grubby hands on my.
Here's another thing that's
or my
maybe
red
a
vine.
line of disembarkation for people. I like to buy my tub of red vines at Costco, and then I leave the lid off for about 3 weeks.
Oh, wait. This sounds like Credit Crunch, what Rusty Nails used to make. He got high one night and he had no food. He took Cocoa Puffs and peanuts and put them together. It was fantastic. He actually left them in his car, let them bake for a couple days, took out. It was frozen one brick, so he activated it, opened it up, and it turned out to be that cuckoo nutty cocoa snack from the King of Snacks, Lord Russell's Credit Crunch. Is this sort of a Lord Russell's thing?
It is because they're great. Red vines are great.
What happens?
Fresh.
What happens with oxidation?
They just kind of get chewier and a little snappier.
I'll be darned.
Yeah,
I'll be darned. that
I
Mike knows.
never thought
Yeah.
you were an expert on red vines.
I walked into that one. I'll admit it. I did.
Red vines, one of Mike's blood types. Big
Red. your screen. That's the Day Trader Trio. DTT, best in the business.
30% of Sullivan.
That's right. No less than self-taught.
Actually, 75% of the new Sullivan. They fired everybody else.
Costa Merriman, Godwin, Greg Todorov here at the bar as a Big Biz Show continues, and of course, Sully.
A big howdy to you, Howie.
And a big old howdy to you, Howie Font, our market analyst here on the Big Biz Show.
Flew in from New York last night, didn't you?
Oh, so glad to be here. It's been
Are
a
your
while.
arms tired?
Yeah.
Your hair looks so good.
See, I thought I did the dad jokes.
Your hair
but-
looks so good.
Does it ever look bad?
No, but it's like a different good this time, don't you think?
It's
man?
not as poofy on the sides.
I know. I told him. I said he's shortened the sides.
You know, that's the SoCal look he's going for.
Oh, is it?
Welcome
Really?
to SoCal.
Thank you very much. I thought well in Rome, you know.
That's true.
Greg's wearing the tussled look.
But then we just
Oh,
need the
it's
wardrobe to go SoCal, because the wardrobe is
No,
still
no,
New
I-
York.
Oh, he's very Menlo Park. He's very San Francisco Menlo Park.
Oh, well, I don't know if
Oh,
that's
I'll get it.
I'll get it. I paid that. I don't know anybody by that
Is it
name.
his phone? Was it? Oh.
Somebody's phone. Okay, so we were just talking about the Draw the Line
Yes.
initiative, whereby college athletes are getting hassled on campus by college students who bet on the games. And with
Right.
that is my phone, isn't it? So long story short, how much money is being bet on college?
$2.7 billion was the wager on March Madness.
This is on March Madness.
Wow.
March
They
Madness.
used to call it the NIT tournament. What is it called now?
No, March Madness is the NCAA is separate from the National Invitation.
What do they used to
Tournament.
call? They used to call it something else though. It's not called March Madness. It's called something else. It's called the tournament.
The tournament.
But what
yeah.
tournament is it though?
The NCAA championship.
You know what's interesting is I love about the NCAA championship tournament is that every year there was like Truckmaster School of Trucking made it in.
Totally.
Marshall Brodeen, Magic School. Like there's always a school you've never heard of that gets in.
Yep.
Do you know what this year is?
What?
University of California, San Diego Tritons.
Go Tritons.
One of the hardest schools to get into because it's a med school.
Yeah.
Their basketball team ranks ahead of San Diego State, who's
Yeah.
basically, okay, out of 64 teams, you're number 66, you're allowed to play in. UCSD is in the tournament.
This is their
They
first
are.
year being eligible, right?
Because they moved up to Division One, and in their first year of eligibility, they won their conference tournament and got the automatic bid into the field of 64.
Hey, look, I
Amazing.
realize you might be watching us in New York City, or you're watching us overseas or something like that.
Yeah.
Our studio's based in San Diego, so we're homers. So enough about San Diego. What do you think about the Padres? No, but for this tournament,
Yeah.
there's a lot of money on the line here. And so at the same time, they're playing a PSA saying,
Draw the line.
hey, Howie, ease up on the quarterback over there, you know? But at the
it's not a problem. I'm happy to draw the line whenever is needed or wherever is needed.
Yeah.
At all times.
When you were at Florida State?
I was at Florida State, yeah. So that's my contribution here. The rest of it is like how you guys feel during one of my normal attacks.
What was it? Did you see college athletes on campus? Because you were Florida
Oh,
State.
yeah. I mean, I was.
Are they accessible?
I was there when Florida State were football champions.
So-
I mean,
so- and you can
Jameis
see-
Winston. I was right there when Jameis Winston walked out of a grocery store with
the crab legs?
Yeah, that was my grocery store that I went to.
What's the crab leg story?
He forgot to pay for crab legs. He just thought, well, I'm Jameis Winston. I don't have to pay for these.
Yeah.
And he walked out. They're
That's
like,
pretty much the story. Yeah.
yeah.
Now he's the proprietor of Jameis Winston Seafood. Just restaurant Red Lobster.
But all over the Seminole Nation Twitter handles and news feeds and all that, there's all these stories about athletes. You were talking about parlays earlier in the sports betting. Athletes screwing up people's 4-part parlays or something.
Yeah.
And people are sending Venmo requests to them.
No way.
They're just saying you cost me $500.
This is what they're talking about. So this is the Draw the Line initiative.
Okay, well, that's a Venmo request. What about Howie Font in the back of the class with a lead pipe swinging in his hand, waiting for the kid
No,
to
but
get out of class?
No, wait a second. I will argue, because I'm part of this culture sometimes.
Yes.
I would rather have a lead pipe guy that I could avoid, probably, than 50,000 ding, ding, ding. I can't even answer the phone. That's
that's
a
a great
form of
point.
harassment.
Yeah, it is.
Now, let me tell you on the other side of the coin what I think these college students are seeing, and it is because of the NIL, name, image, likeness. What that means is now, so the two sides of that story. NCAA makes $1 billion a year as a not-for-profit.
Yeah.
Coaches make they just fired the coach of the Minnesota junior college basketball team was making it settled for $3 million. Okay, athletes don't get paid jack, and they're on the cover of Sports Illustrated and the Wheaties box.
Yeah.
Finally, they get to capitalize.
Right.
Now that's a double-edged sword as well.
Sure.
Some of the students say, "Look, you're making $3 million by being, and you get paid to go to school, and you're not even in the NFL yet."
Oh, boosters pay their coaches' mortgages and stuff. Yeah.
So you realize that's where it's coming from. At some point, there's a have by have not.
Yes.
But I find it so interesting that now there's a PSA that's playing on NBA when you watch an NBA game.
Yeah.
And of course during the tournament here.
Well,
it all has to do with the dollar amount for betting.
And I think that, once you get to the pros, it's like, hey, it comes the territory, man. Night in, night out, someone's going to be hating your guts. But college kids, and it's to avoid in class, you're trying to just get your lunch somewhere in a cafeteria, and someone walks up to you and goes, hey, jackhole.
Right.
Way to miss that
pros
3-pointer.
aren't as accessible as
You're right.
college.
100%.
Yeah, because you
are.
could be in chemistry class.
Right.
Yeah.
You could be in chemistry class and
Or the
pros
dorm
you're never
room.
going to see.
I think it's more the it kind of takes away the whole school experience. What was left was the social aspect for the athletes. But otherwise, I mean, especially at the big schools, they're so separate. They all kind of take the same electives, and they're in a different dorm, and they're already kind of these otherworldly people. It's kind of
You mean they're already pros?
Yeah, it's a rare event to see them walking around.
But is there a bifurcation? Do they have classes that you're in?
No, it happens. But at these big schools, it's like rare. You have to be in that.
So basically, what
culture.
they're doing. So I wonder if it's a digital bullying thing. Like a cyberbullying.
It's
thing?
got to be.
Yeah.
Because and listen,
or social media bullying, right, Mayor? I mean, that's the people,
sure.
the trolls sitting behind their keyboard.
it's also very hard to hide a whole football team. A basketball team, it's easier. So but these guys, a lot of schools, guys are out on campus and stuff. And if you're stupid enough to go get into a 6'7", 300-pound offensive tackle's face because the team lost, then you have fun with that.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's the cyberbullying part.
Yeah.
That's
How many people came to his birthday party? You remember the movie? Draft Day.
Oh, shoot! Sorry.
Come on.
Brain farting right there.
Was that in Technicolor or what's?
Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
The whole idea, he had number one draft pick, nobody would take him, so he sent does this happen, by the way? Do they send out private investigators to check these guys, look up their shorts at the flashlight?
1,000%.
Wait, what do they do?
So NBA, NFL,
Everybody.
MLB, if they're looking at a
Everybody.
prospect, young man, seems all good.
Yep.
But they look up his shorts with a flashlight to find out if there's, because the premise of the story was there's this first round draft. He seemed like a perfect guy, looked like Tom Brady and everything else. But why aren't people taking? There's something untold.
Oh.
And so the private eye goes up and figures out at his 21st birthday party, none of the team came.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
How many people came to his birthday party? So to wrap this up, DraftKings, FanDuel, and what is our Prize Picks?
Prize Picks.
What are the differences between those three betting operations?
They're all the same. It's daily fantasy. Your first game of the NCAA tournament, Mr. Sullivan, coming up on Thursday.
I've never played fantasy sports in my entire life.
I can go in and lay $100, say you're either going to score over 18 points.
As an individual?
As an individual. I can say, I think Bob's going to score over 18 points. Nope, he's going to score under 18.
You ever done fantasy?
Wow.
Have you done
Yeah.
fantasy?
Never.
Have you done it, Howie?
No, can I ask though? I've read that 5% of the highest, most volume bettors are responsible for 80% of these guys' revenue. Is that what it is? I mean,
you've got
people putting in their life savings.
The whales, right?
Yeah.
The whales are doing it. And then, and again, you bet, they always tell you, only bet as much as you can lose, afford to lose, never chase
That's
your
like saying
losses.
only loan your relatives money that you don't want to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like saying eat one potato chip once you open the
No.
bag and don't eat any more.
I think you mean Funyun.
Or Funyun, sorry, you're right, Funyun. So
So at the end of the day, does this kill? I mean, could this be turning the tides in online betting? Nothing's going to turn the tides in online betting.
Mary said it best. It's like, hey, don't litter. It's the don't litter campaign. Okay,
Yeah.
it really is.
It's true.
So, recycle, please.
I love
Don't
the
do
fact
drugs.
that, right? It's almost like when they're playing the beer commercials for when you're watching the Super Bowl.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, drink responsibly.
They got to say it to cover their
Yeah.
CYAs.
Well, they do. They could care less.
But betting on it does make it more fun, right?
If you got
just
a dog-
nominal- even a $5. I mean, that's what
times more
that's the
fun.
pushback, right?
Yeah,
You shouldn't put your mortgage payment, but also Like $50 is fun.
That's awesome.
I like to do the bracket and just bet on the bracket.
See, now the
Easy.
bracket thing is like such a low percentage shot.
Yeah.
It's fun. It makes
There's 64 teams. Like, I'm tired of filling shit.
Well, the thing is about the bracket, the 2.7 million, that's bet legally. The amount of money that's bet illegally.
Like Daddy needs a new pair of shoes?
Well, kind of thing.
What, like office pools?
I was going to say, like, here.
Thank you.
I
Hey,
always
Connor,
say the office pool.
which we all think.
I don't know.
Oh, thanks a lot for being the killer of fun, Mike.
All right, it's Friday.
Yes, so
I like
much
Thursday.
money. So much illegal money. Bet on it. But it's
Good show.
you know,
See you in a minute.
fun.
Bye.
Big Biz Show rolls on. Another beautiful day here in Southern California. We're inside the Loft 100 studios. That music you hear in the background is the world famous, incredibly talented Day Trader Trio.
The best.
We are lucky enough to be able to sit and listen to these guys every single episode of the Big Biz Show. It is Mary Britt Godwin. I am Costa. Little mini edition of None Your Business. Sully will be back in just a second. Gentlemen, thank you, as always.
You're welcome.
And Mary, we always love talking with our next guest. John Yu is the CEO, Kairos Pharma, and their ticker symbol is KAPA. And Dr. Yu joins us once again here on the Big Biz Show. Doctor, how are you, sir? It is always great to have you on the program. I hope everything's going well for you this summer.
I'm doing good. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me again.
Since the last time you were on with us, we have picked up a ton of new platforms where people can go and view and listen to the Big Biz Show. So since we're kind of in that mode right now, can you just give people the nickel version of what you and Kairos Pharma are all about and what you do?
Yeah, sure. We're Kairos Pharma, KAPA on the NYSE American, is a clinical stage biotech company that's focused on reversing cancer drug resistance. So one of the biggest problems in cancer is that the drugs are great, but after a year or two, patients become resistant to these drugs. And we identified the mechanism by which this happens through a protein called CD105. And we developed an antibody that targets this protein and reverses resistance. So we're in a phase 2 trial in prostate cancer and a phase 1 trial in lung cancer. And we hope to show this is a central mechanism of cancer drug resistance, not only these cancers, but head and neck cancer, breast cancer, and colon cancer. So what our drug does is it allows drugs that fail to work after some time because of resistance to start working again. So it works with these other drugs to make patients live longer without the scourge of cancer.
Amazing.
We want to make cancer a chronic disease and not something that's going to kill patients within a year or two.
It's amazing to think that, you if you're a patient, you're like, oh my God, finally I get this wonderful drug, and then after a year or whatever, you're resistant to it. And even after you become resistant to it, they can't just bombard you with higher doses. Once you're resistant, that's it, the door's closed, it's not going to work anymore?
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, it works great until the day that it doesn't, and then the cancer comes back with a vengeance. And so what we want to do is stop that cancer from coming back, really targeting the central mechanism of resistance.
So, Doctor, good to see you again, by the way. Do patients take your treatment alongside the cancer drug from the beginning, or just when when you kind of anticipate when they might start getting?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it does start after the patient gets resistant to it, or a lot of drugs like Tagrisso for lung cancer, 80% of patients actually are incompletely treated with it. So we use our drug on top of the drug to make them completely treated with the Tagrisso as well.
Dr. John Yu is the CEO of Kairos Pharma, Kairos Pharma.com. Ticker symbol is KAPA. Doctor, if you can, boast a little bit. I know it happened a while ago, but I think it's always worth repeating about the grant from the Department of Defense.
Yeah, sure. So, the Department of Defense gave us a grant to look at biomarkers for a lung cancer study. What that is gene tests that'll show which patients will respond to our drug the best. And that's important because we've already identified one in prostate cancer. And what these biomarkers allow us to do is choose those patients that are going to respond to our drug. And this makes the likelihood of success of a phase 3 trial go from 55% to 76%. So it really increases the likelihood of success and decreases the cost of the trial because you can put patients on that will, only the patients that will respond. Mm-hmm. So that will make it a much smaller trial, more economic and more effective.
I have a question. You just mentioned the prostate cancer drug, which I think is the ENV-105.
Yes.
Is that correct? So where you're in the phase 2 of that, is that correct? And tell me a little bit about that.
Correct. Yes, so it's a randomized phase 2 trial where we're adding our drug to apalutamide, which is the drug that's used for metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer. So we'll know by the end of this trial whether our drug really works in reversing cancer drug resistance. And we're also trying to show that in lung cancer in a phase 1 trial. And so these are our first 2 trials, but it's one of many that will show which patients can be reversed from their resistance.
Doctor, as far as prostate cancer is concerned, is it one of those situations where you really don't know it's happening until it's too late? Or is it one of those things where most doctors, if you go in and get your yearly checkup per se, or the blood test, whatever, can find it and get on top of it if there is an issue?
Yeah, so it is important to do examinations and PSA tests while going on. But, by the time we're 80 years old, about 50% of men have prostate cancer. Thankfully, generally, it's a slow-growing cancer. Mm-hmm. At some point, it becomes very aggressive and metastatic, and that's when these drugs and our drugs come in.
What's coming up as far as Kairos Pharma is concerned in the next 18 months or so? Dr. John Yu is the CEO of Kairos Pharma, their ticker symbol KAPA. What are you looking at down the road the rest of the year, maybe going into 2026?
Yeah, so we reported our safety results last month in July, and we're planning to release our efficacy results so far from the prostate cancer trial. And this will be on September 18th. This is the first time we're reporting this, actually, and it's going to be associated with a KOL event or a key opinion leader to talk about our drug, where it would stand in the treatment of prostate cancer, and the importance of this kind of drug in this particular disease.
Hey, doctor, I may have asked you this before, but I can't remember. Is it pretty much that every patient that is treated for cancer will at some point become resistant to the drug? So this would be almost every cancer patient could potentially use your treatment.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. And so inevitably people become resistant to their drugs. It's just a part of how cancers work to overcome, the therapies that we throw at it. And that's why it's always a war between, doctors and cancer. And as cancer becomes resistant to our drugs, then we have to find ways to, fight that resistance. And then, of course, the cancer will figure out a means of overcoming, the anti-resistance drug too. So we're always trying to outbattle the cancer.
Doctor, it sounds like it's one of those situations, unfortunately, where you got to hurry up and wait, but you're doing God's work. I tell you, there's so many people out there. I'm sure everybody in this room knows somebody who's been stricken or is battling the big fight, as we say. John Yu, CEO, Kairos Pharma, their ticker symbol KAPA, website kairospharma.com. Doctor, always great to visit with you. Always love hearing about the positive news that Kairos Pharma and you are generating out there for people who are stricken with cancer. All right, lots more to come here on this here Big Biz Show. Don't go anywhere. Big Biz Show rolls on from the Loft 100 studios, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. As always, we appreciate you being along for the ride. Part of that ride is the DTT. Day Trader Trio up on stage. Back here at the bar, it's Costa, Merber, Godwin, our executive producer, Greg Todorov, and Sully. And with us is the CSO, Chief Strategy Officer, COO, Brian Cunningham of Foundational LLM.AI, former Navy SEAL, Special Ops Officer, 25 years of experience leading elite teams in the world's most extreme environments. Something I will never have attached to my name, what I just read. But Brian, it's great to have you with us.
Brian, my limited knowledge of AI, ChatGPT, goes to, I had it help me plan my trip to New York. I kind of plugged in the dates and things I like.
Did you follow it? Was it useful?
Very. Oh, I haven't been on my trip yet, but it was very helpful to tell me some places to go that I researched, and it helped me.
Are you going for your birthday?
Maybe. Which is when? I don't know.
We haven't mentioned it's 24 hours.
Yeah, it's a birthday month.
I wanted you all to be proud. I'm so glad. But it is this week.
How much editing did you have to do?
Well, I just went and researched some of the places, and it gave me a really great starting point. I've also used it to help me write emails or whatever, different things. But so how do we go from that very basic usage of it to potentially what you're doing, national security and, these big...
Market prediction.
Yeah.
Sure. So I think the core fundamental shift you need to take is to stop thinking about it as like a search engine or Google, 2.0, whatever it is, and think about it as an agent or a person. We use, agentic and agents are the big kind of catchword right now. Our company's been doing this for, since 2018, where you have these agents. What is an agent? It's something, a software protocol that acts like a person. So you can give it a task. Here's the goals, here's the objective, here's your constraints. I only have, $5,000 for this trip, and here's the days. Go solve this problem for me. And it can access data sources, it can do research, it could figure out, hey, this was a dead end, and let me try it again in terms of, train travel through New York, whatever it is. And it'll come back, and you've done nothing to put input into that. And it comes back and achieves your goal and provides you that information at the same exact time that it can use tools. So instead of you Googling, this thing could go, your agent, while you're, walking the dog, you come back, 30, maybe 10 minutes later, and it has laid out this massive research, 40-page report with, web links, with recommendations, with timelines, considerations.
Wow.
I think the first 800-pound gorilla in the room is garbage in, garbage out, right? What that means is, so listening to, let's go back to your analogy, or actually how this place started with doing the test, listening to all of the podcasts, radio broadcasts, television programs. Some of them are credible, some of them are ours. Sure. You're taking good. But the point is that you got garbage. Is there a filter factor going in? Because you talked about responsible AI. That must be part of this, correct?
Yep, absolutely. So, they've started developing and incorporating, our company has had it as part of its, foundational code in it, guardrails, of putting guardrails in place and leveraging, big companies have those in place too. If you go to Google or if you go to Bing and ChatGPT, whatever it may be, and you say, hey, listen, I really want to blow up the Coronado Bridge in California. Please provide me a plan on how to, do this.
Busted!
It's obviously going to stop, and it's going to have these guardrails in set place. Say, hey, listen.
Well, what about bad information like just non-factual information or inaccurate information that comes out and gives her a trip, and then all of a sudden that freeway was blown up 3 years ago, and they put instead of it a bike lane?
Sure.
How is that handled?
So there's a bunch of different methods.
Same guardrail?
Yeah. Well, there's different guardrails that that would be for protective, but then this is what you would call accuracy.
Right.
So you want something accurate, and by the nature of AI. And some of the big benefits that a lot of different, artists and the, entertainment industry is benefiting from is it hallucinates. So it comes up when it first came out, it was like, hey, a really great way of, trying to make your pancake batter a little bit fluffier is adding Elmer's glue to it, and it's like, what? And it just because it's, it hadn't had this checks and balances.
Mike would have tried that.
So is it getting better every day? I mean, is the more people use it, the more it comes up, the better. It's almost like conditioning itself for more accuracy along the way.
Sure, and to go back to like the agent piece, the way you get that is they now created it so it checks itself. So a perfect example of the platform. What we created was this multiple level of, hey, I've got one agent that's whatever. reconciling savings, transactions at a mid-sized bank in the South, whatever it is, millions and millions of transactions per day, and it's able to take a look at it. No human could do that in a single day. This thing, can do it in, an hour, but it checks itself. And so it has all these other agents staring at it that say, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's wrong. That came from Mike Costa, ignore it. This
Bingo.
Can I say this? Okay, first of all, so talk about the company for a minute, okay? Because the last question that I want you to answer before we get out of here is, what is going to be possible in the next 18 months, 3 years, 5 years, in your opinion? But before I get to that, what is your business model? What does it look like? Are you a service provider? Are you an infrastructure? Are you a backbone? Or is the answer yes?
So, no, actually, we're a product company, believe it or not. So we're a PaaS, so a platform as a service, kind of stepping beyond a SaaS model. Mm-hmm. So what we actually do is we provide, it's architecture, some coding, all the basic tenets of a little black box that we deploy into a customer's tenant, so in their cloud.
Describe customer. Not, you have to name names, but give me an example of a customer. Any customer? It could.
I can name names if you want to,
sure,
but
yeah.
Big enterprise customers that are scared of adoption because the chief risk officer is like, oh God, no.
So you're the on-ramp.
So we are the black box that is right off the shelf, and you have all these different custom pieces of data, whether you're a bank or you're a university. And you don't want anybody to have access to it. You don't want internal, measures of analyst number 355 should not be able to figure out what the CEO's
internal controls. Right.
Absolutely. And so it's ready, and you just deploy it. We custom plug it in, and then you scale it in the enterprise. And a perfect example is one of our customers is Major League Soccer, in that they want something very simple, one single little agent, which is really complicated. It's the chat bot that is, on their app, on their phone, for all of their fans to use. And it asks all of these questions, and it has all of their data that belongs to, whatever, media, MLS, sports at large. Mm-hmm. And it has to be really, really, fast. So 10 seconds or less to answer my question, and it has to be 99% or higher accuracy, which if for technologists and to not nerd out, that's like defeating physics.
How granular is this going to go? I mean, will it be like the guy that owns the local 7-Eleven, or the guy that owns the local dry cleaner, or the deli? Are they going to be able to hire the small version of the the iMac versus the big server sort of thing? Or is this? Are you guys staying in one lane, business and enterprise-wide solutions?
That's kind of built into our go-to-market move for maybe 2 or 3 years down to get down to a SaaS where you can just click on and download your subscription piece of it. Sure. But right now, what we're trying to do is get these major companies that find out the hard pathway, which is I got to build this myself, So after going to some Big Four consultancy or whatever, and millions of dollars, so they come back and they have a 60% solution.
What did military teach you about all this stuff? Is military? Is there an intersection here for you?
Absolutely. I mean, I started using, believe it or not, AI in some of the most high-risk decision cycles. They used to call it the kill chain, right? I was task force commander in Iraq and Syria. And at the time, they were deploying a very new, hotness product called Project Maven, which was owned by Google. And it's basically a computer vision, a very, older version of AI that stares at video. Video from drones, video from whatever, and then classifies what's happening. Prior to that, we trained, thousands of humans, for months to be able to stare at a video screen and say, yeah, that's an adult male, that's a vehicle with 4 seats and 2 people in them. And this AI started doing that to get to a point where it provides, decision input to a commander to make a decision, which was me.
I have to ask before you go, and you have to come back and spend a whole hour.
We can do a whole show on
No, we can't.
Sure.
So, do you have children?
I do.
How old are your kids?
So I have a 25-year-old, I have an 8-year-old,
Perfect.
4-year-old.
Perfect. I hope you're saying it. I've got a 30-year-old, and I was hoping you said you had an 8-year-old. What are our 30-year-olds, 25-year-olds going to see in our lifetime in terms of AI, and what is your 8-year-old going to see in terms of his or her lifetime? Because it's two separate things. Because there's stuff we're going to see,
Absolutely.
And there's stuff that our our kids are going to see, and then there's little ones going to see.
Yeah. So the 25-year-old is going to see, absolute requirement to educate, train, and competently employ AI into their daily life.
It's just going to be there.
It's got to be.
And what are the capabilities going to be?
It'll be everything from, having to do all of your financial planning and statements via, a AI-based platform that, is accessible.
An agent for that.
Sure.
Right.
How do you use that agent? We have a conversation right here, and it's not.
What about your 8-year-old? What's your 8-year-old's life going to be like?
My 8-year-old's life very clearly is not going to even understand and think that AI is a thing because it's going to be pure.
It's like us in electricity, right?
It's going to be oxygen.
What about the twins that are just weeks old? What are they going to see?
Do you know what? So just for your, because what I'm thinking is that he's got to go check into the AI. Every day they give him a new ID.
I thought he broke out of the hospital to make it to the interview.
I just had twins.
Congratulations, brother. Will you come back with us?
Absolutely.
You need to spend a whole day with us. I'm telling you right now. His name is Brian Cunningham. Of course, he is the Chief Strategy Officer, Chief Operating Officer for Foundational LM.AI. You can go to foundational.lm.ai to go there. We'll put it on our website as well. Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Hey, is that a rescue plane?
Big Biz Show. We're inside the Loft 100 studio in Southern California. We know that there's a lot of you watching worldwide, listening worldwide on the American Forces Radio Network. We always appreciate you being along for the ride with us. That is the Day Trader Trio, known otherwise as the DTT. Back here at the bar, it's Costa, Murray, Godwin.
There we go. Beautiful. Taz Turner, my old friend from CordovaCann. He's the CEO of a publicly traded company. Their stock symbol LDRLF, but in the Canadian Stock Exchange, they are CDVA. CordovaCann, of course, is a retail operator of cannabis products. You haven't heard about that in a long time.
No.
It was interesting because cannabis was in favor back in, I'm going to say, and Taz, you can correct me on this, but cannabis was in favor in 2012, 2013, 2014, ran out of favor, came back in favor, and now it's kind of creating its own little lane back again. It's almost more established than before. Taz, great to see you, pal. Good to talk to you. Give us an overview of the whole industry, because you have gone through this cyclical sort of thing in the last decade. Are we now have a foothold? I mean, I know you guys do as retail, but do you think the cannabis retail space is here to stay?
Yeah, no, thanks for having me back, Sully. It's been a wild ride. It's, to your point, it was in favor in the 2012 through 2017-ish time frame. Went back in and has been out of favor for quite some time. We've kept our head down and just growing the business, but it's been a time when a lot of people have gone out of business. And now obviously there's a lot of conversation about decriminalizing the cannabis plant in the U.S. And so we'll see if that actually happens here in the coming weeks. But there's certainly a lot of talk about it in our circles here. It's a matter of whether that talk gets a bit of a broader reach in the next few weeks and months.
Taz, is the linchpin still federal banking regulation? Because as long as cannabis is federally illegal, not states' rights, but federal, then you can't go to a bank that is FDIC insured. And if you can't do a bank that's FDIC insured, then you guys are hiding cash in your walls, which is dangerous. Is that really what the linchpin is? Once that happens, is this Wild West again, and it all shows up again, in your opinion?
Yeah, so that's the absolute linchpin. So just this talk of descheduling it, rescheduling it is great, but that doesn't go far enough to where, we're treated and other cannabis businesses are treated as normal businesses operating normal widgets and things like that. So yeah, that's the big thing that needs to happen. Obviously, this descheduling will help, but it's just the first step.
Taz Turner, CEO, CordovaCann Corporation, ticker symbols LVRLF. Canadian Stock Exchange, CDVA. Taz, aside from Canada and the United States being on opposite sides for upcoming World War III, how is the Canadian government as far as your business is concerned? Friend or foe?
It's relatively friendly. I'd say that the compliance that they overlay on our industry in Canada is still probably a little much relative to other industries that are federally, watched over, so to speak. So they certainly are more friendly and a lot more friendly than what we see in the U.S. But there's a long way to go. We see that there's still banks and other institutions, even in Canada where it's federally legal, that give the operators of these businesses and the people, like myself, a hard time to be individuals, touching the plant, even just in Canada.
Hey, Taz, I'm Mary. I don't think I've met you before. Nice to meet you. And
Great to meet you.
This is probably a dumb question, but I
There's
know
no such thing as dumb questions, Mary. Just dumb people that ask them.
That's me. Okay. So anyway,
that is not true at all.
In California, we have dispensaries that are around and popping up everywhere.
Which is recreational, correct? Is that what that means?
So is that related to what you guys do, and you guys have anything to do with these dispensaries and the weed that is sold there?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we operate dispensaries in Canada now. We've exited the U.S. For now, and obviously have the ability to get back in when we so choose. But we've exited the U.S. recently, and right now our sole business is operating retail dispensaries in Canada.
On that question, if you recall, and you and I had this conversation, Taz, last year or the year before, it was probably 3 years ago, when it went legal here in California.
Right.
It seemed like we jumped the shark in terms of getting cannabis legal, not medicinal cannabinoids, but I'm talking about recreational marijuana use in California, because there wasn't an infrastructure for safe packaging. There wasn't a gold standard for if I buy a Bayer aspirin at CVS, but I buy a CVS aspirin at CVS, I know it's the same thing in terms of those labels. Do you think that's part of it in terms of going forward? Because when the bank stuff drops, is there enough infrastructure in the U.S. existing now for those best practices that didn't exist before? Even though we legalized it, we didn't have the best practices infrastructure in place.
It's very fragmented. The infrastructure is very fragmented. So there's a long way to go in terms of making the cannabis industry, the same as the bottling industry for Coca-Cola or any other CPG, consumer packaged product, that's sold in, the Walmarts and Targets of the world. So there's a long way to go. I also think, though, that, not only that, it's a function of getting the states in the same line, states in line with the way the federal government's going to do it, because right now we have 30 plus states that are all operating differently with all different compliance programs. And so we're going to need to rectify that as well.
Therein lies best practices and gold standard, correct?
Absolutely right. We gotta, conform to one or two or three at most standards here.
You got to come back,
35
man.
is not good.
I'm glad that you're back with us. I can't wait to have you on an ongoing basis, buddy. Good to talk to you and good to see you again.
Taz Turner, CEO, CordovaCann Corporation, ticker symbol Canadian Stock Exchange, CDVA. Here in the States is LVRLF. And that will do it for this version of the Big Biz Show. Thanks to all of you out there for being along for the ride. We'll see you again soon.